Welcome back to another episode of the Posttopostpod podcast. My name is Matt Small. With me, as always, is my co-host, Chris Ronan. Happy Valentine's Day?
No.
Don't
say that to me.
Don't say that?
Why would you say that to me?
I don't know, man. I figured doing the podcast together, I'd say it to you. We do this every week. You don't want to be my Valentine?
Goodness, no. Valentine's Day is like a week ago. Did you do anything for Valentine's Day?
No.
Yeah, that's why you asked me to be a Valentine, because you didn't ask your girlfriend to be a Valentine?
No, so, all right, little inside with me and my girlfriend. She, I can't remember when this started. It had to been like at least 3 or 4 years ago, like really first, like in our dating stage, where I don't know what I did. I did something where like I got her like a huge chocolate thing for Valentine's Day, and so her thing was she'd do a chocolate every night for the whole thing of February, for the whole month of February. And so I went to, I can't remember what store I was at, but they were selling like Valentine's Day, like, chocolates. So this was like at the beginning of February, and like I had a brain fart. I'm like, wait a minute, let me just do it now. So I got her like 2 big things of chocolate, like flowers, like February like 2nd or whatever. And I came home like, hey, listen, I know it's not. I was gonna say Thanksgiving for a second. The fuck?
That's awesome.
I was like, I know it's not Valentine's Day yet, but I have flowers for you, and I have the chocolate for you because I know you like to do a chocolate every day, like throughout the month, so I'll do it now. So she's really appreciative. Yeah. So when it came to Valentine's Day, I technically didn't do anything because I already did it. Okay. But what did you do, buddy?
I had to work, so we had a nice breakfast in the morning together. I worked a few hours, and then when I got out, we went shopping actually at Walmart. Classy Valentine's Day morning date to Walmart.
Class.
When people watched a bit, might have been the people they were watching. I tried to buy stuffed shells. It's like her favorite thing to eat.
Oh,
so
nice.
I got the last box of them on the shelf, and they were
shit.
all crunched up to shit, dude.
No.
So when I got home and cooked it, we made like 12 good ones. We made that, and then I was like, fuck it. Like, I cooked everything, obviously, like all the shells. I took all the leftover ones and found like a casserole dish and put just all the pasta on the bottom,
That's
the
awesome.
meat that I would have stuffed them with on top, and then just sauce and cheese. And it was kind of like an open-faced lasagna.
That's awesome.
And I had that for lunch the next day. It was pretty good.
So we didn't talk about this beforehand, but as soon as you say crunch, it brought up a fucking memory this week. So I went to the gym, and my girlfriend likes the sour cream Pringles. I got them, and then I gave her a few, and like all of a sudden it just like sparked a fire in her. Like she loves it now. So we ran out, so I was like, all right, well, I'm out. I'll get you some, but I needed gas too. So in Braintree, that mobile gas station right there, right across from the mall, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So I was like, there's a store there. They should have some. So I go in there. I'm filling up, and I go in there, and they have. I didn't realize they had the one sour cream Pringles or whatever. So I grab it and bring it up, and this dude behind the counter, man, is like some kind of special stupid. I'm looking at him, and before I can like get up to the counter, some dude walks in and he goes, "Hey, do you have limes?" And he goes, "Limes, what's that?" And he had to explain to him like it's like a green fruit, which I so like. I thought I was stupid too.
That is hilarious.
Like,
what?
He had no idea what limes are. I goes, I don't know what limes are. So he goes, the guy was just like, whatever, dude. I'll look around your store, see if you have it. And so he left, and the guy's like, so we don't have limes? And he didn't say anything and left. So I'm at the counter with the Pringles can.
He had to have been messing with them, dude. Oh my goodness.
There's fucking no way, because I had the Pringles can on the counter, and he's just sitting there on his phone. And like it got to the point where I was like, and he looked up and he goes, oh, just like finished up what he was doing on his phone, put it down, and like rang me up. And like I put my card in, credit. And like he's sitting there, he goes, you have your card in? I'm like, yeah. And so he goes, oh, it's on me. So he had to press the button or whatever to go through. So finally that the whole transaction went through. I didn't get a receipt. So as I pick up the Pringles can, I notice as I pick it up, it's all fucking crumbs, man. So like I'm like, oh shit. So I go up to him. I'm like, hey, like it's all crumbs, like it's no good. Can I just get like a brand new one? Whatever. He goes, yeah, do it. Not knowing it's the last one. So I go up and it's the last sour cream, whatever the fuck, Pringles. So I go back and I'm like, hey, these are all crumbs, and this is the last one. Do you have any in the back? He goes, I don't think so. So I'm like, can I just get a refund for this? I'll go somewhere else and do it. So he looks at me, he goes, do you have a receipt? I'm like, No. And then he's like, when did you buy this? I'm like, I was just here like a minute ago buying it from you. I'm the guy with the Pringles from like a minute ago. He goes, I don't know. I need a receipt. I'm like, you did not give me a receipt.
Oh
and
my
I was literally,
God.
he didn't understand. I had to call Tara after this because my truck was finished filling up and I sat there for almost a half an hour in that store, like with this whole like Pringles brigade shit. And I'm like, I got to talk, like, I found someone like stupider than stupid working at the mobile gas station.
This is like the
shit.
best, worst waste of time story I've ever heard
It's
in my
awful.
life because you lived it too. Like he wasted a lot of your time. That's terrible.
Thank God I had nothing going on because I would have been livid. But the fact that like, I had nothing going on, I was like, no. I want to break this down. Like, I want to know how stupid you are. So let's like get this through.
Jesus
And like, I had to
Christ.
call. It's one of those where like something crazy happens to you, and instead of like you can't wait to get home, so you just call.
You got to
the
call
person.
someone and like
You
get
gotta be
it out. Like, did this really happen?
Yeah, this happened. Like.
Oh
He
my
doesn't know what a
God.
lime is, and a minute after the transaction, not even a minute after the transaction, he's like, "Oh, do you have a receipt?" And then asked me,
Not to belittle
did you
his
buy
job,
this?
but that's why he has that job.
I couldn't believe
Oh
it.
my
I
goodness,
could not
dude.
believe it. So if anyone is in like the Quincy branch area and go to that mobile gas station, I
Oh
think
my
you know
God,
who we're
just
talking about.
sewer the guy. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God, it was brutal. So that's how. I'm thinking if that was the actual Valentine's Day. I don't know. It's one of those days this week though. So
Jesus, dude. You just put my mind in a pretzel just considering all that. What the hell?
I totally forgot about it. I'm shocked I didn't tell you. I'm trying to delete it from my head. That's probably why.
Oh.
And then as soon as
I think I lost brain cells
as-
listening to
As
it.
soon as you said crumbs, I got like PTSD. I'm like, oh God. I want to jump into it tonight. Chugging it, buddy? What do you
sure
got?
do.
What do you got tonight?
Sure do want to jump into it, bud.
do, bud. What do you got tonight?
Tequila
Cranberry
cran.
vodka? Oh, tequila, right?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of that bottle that's been sitting.
Sick fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yummy, yummy.
Yep. Okay, so this weekend, or our weekend, because this is not going to drop till Monday, the outdoor games in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, will be February 20th and the 21st. On the 20th, the Colorado Avalanche versus the Vegas Golden Knights, and the 21st will be the Bruins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. That's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, I heard rumors that at first the Flyers might not be able to play because they had been quarantined with COVID and everything. They were looking to maybe swap them out for another team like the New York Rangers or someone else to make like a nice divisional rivalry.
Right.
It's kind of funky that we're playing the Flyers again outdoors after we already did this once in 2010, I think, 2011. Like,
Yeah.
just weird.
Might be like an original six thing where people.
Oh,
kinda
definitely.
wanna see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But then we got Colorado and Vegas. Who you got winning these games?
So, I like Colorado, but like you got to go with Vegas.
You gotta go Vegas?
I feel
Why?
like you got to go Vegas because they're just so good. Like,
I think Colorado's better.
You think Colorado for a Vegas guy?
Yeah, I think Colorado's a better team
Okay,
all around.
all right. All right. So I got Vegas. You got Colorado.
Yeah, let's see it. And
All
then
right, hometown guy. What do you got here? Bruins, Flyers.
I got the Bruins,
got
not
the
because
Bruins, too.
I'm a hometown guy, but I just think that they're going to be rolling going into this. They just lost to the Devils tonight, 3-2, but
Right.
they're like red hot, and the Flyers seem like they're starting to experience some growing pains on the team,
Right.
and especially missing a few games because of COVID or postponing them rather.
Right. I got the same thing. The Boston Bruins. The pitches. I'm sure we'll have them up on the screen here. The pitches for it are so sick.
Looks unreal, doesn't it?
Unbelievable. It reminds me of which we still need to do is NHL 21. The outdoor games.
Yeah, yep.
Looks so sick.
You ever play in the Mass Hockey League? Shout out to Mass Hockey League behind us here. We got both of our jerseys up. We're going to talk about our playing careers later.
Right.
Do you ever play in the outdoor game? I think me and you played against each other in the outdoor
I
game,
think
right?
we did. You played more than I did because I only played once.
I think I played twice.
The outdoor game is the All-Star game.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right. So, and we only played. For me, I only played once out there, that was an experience and a half.
It's
man.
so cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, I played. We'll talk about this later on, but like I played like an outdoor Quebec, like in the mountains
Yeah.
and shit, and I don't think it still was as cool as that night. 'Cause
Oh,
it was
no way.
nighttime. It was snowing. It was just like it was so cool.
It was like
so cool
perfect
experience.
conditions the night me and you played. I played the other one I played. It was like coming down hard. Like third period, like people were just shoveling the puck towards the net with like through the snow.
Right,
It was pretty
just
bad.
cool.
But me and you, that game was nice. That was
Right.
good.
I thought I had I think we all had GoPros on there, and I think that's
Yeah, I
one of
wore
the
one.
games I didn't edit. I know I was talking to everyone earlier, like episodes ago, about me editing my YouTube GoPro, all my GoPro footage on YouTube, and I think that's one of the games that I missed. I should probably do that. We'll put it up. And
Yeah, I mean, mine's up on YouTube. I can find it. I sent it to you. Remember I said I found this gem? We can send that. That's pretty raw footage, and I mean, it's pretty awful. Like, that was way back in my playing career. Like, I was bad then.
That's when, that's before GoPros were actually, like,
good.
They looked good.
Or, like even recorded well. Like,
recorded well, yeah, because I remember I have like a GoPro Hero 2, which is like,
I think I still have that one.
460 pixel or whatever. Like,
paid crazy money for it too, like $300, and it records like a potato.
Oh, you have the Hero 4 then, right?
I think so, yeah.
The Hero 2, I remember was like $200, and I used that like crazy. It had like the what was it, the fisheye or whatever?
Yeah.
So it was cool, but I don't know, man. But we'll definitely talk about that later on in the episode because, you know, we're gonna be talking about our careers tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know. Do we talk about the outdoor games next week? It'd be a full.
Yeah,
week
I mean, we'll
after.
recap them if you want.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them. Why not?
Okay. I was thinking about. I wish we figured something out that we can talk to people, or at least be more like bigger socially, so we can show people, like go on Twitch or something like that while the game's on, and just like both of us, I don't know, probably like right here or whatever, talk to people while the game's on. And
yeah, that's what I tried to do opening night. Remember?
with the Instagram, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Before we get into tonight for a fan, I'll just say it now. So tonight for a fan of ours, Alex, he's in Dallas right now. Actually,
good luck to him, man. I've heard
him.
It's crazy in Texas right now.
Yeah, he was. He got back to us on Discord, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm part of the whole power outage thing." Because I did. You know, it's funny. I was talking about you before this, where my response was pretty late on Discord, but I responded, and usually he's really quick. And nothing. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Dallas is out with like power and stuff. So
I didn't even put two and two together. Yeah, damn.
So he's part of that. So I hope he's doing well, man. This episode is technically for you because we're gonna be doing a Blackhawks breakdown, and he's a big Blackhawks fan for being in Dallas. Did he even say why he's a Blackhawks fan?
Probably because of them being a dynasty. I would think like that's kind of why I'm a Bruins fan, not just because I'm here, but Tim Thomas going on his run. I imagine like Kaner and the Blackhawks just being a dynasty,
right?
You know.
So we'll be getting into that for our buddy Alex, and hopefully he's doing well. But before then, there's this game. It's the Ottawa Senators against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the comeback game that I just showed you.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That was unbelievable. One, Ottawa being like one of the worst teams in the league. Toronto being the top in the league as number one, and Ottawa just coming back the way they did was, unreal.
Yeah, they were down 5-1, I think.
5-1.
Tied it, went to overtime.
This is like at the end of the second period, and like they came back in one period to win it in overtime. So, unbelievable. But there's one part in that game that you said he was Brady Tkachuk. I think it's just because Brady Tkachuk's name was there that I was like, I didn't look at anything else. I'm like, no, he's a piece of shit. Remember
You're not wrong.
Yeah. He's on Freddie Anderson. He got knocked down on Freddie Anderson, but it looked like he was like pretty much kneeing his arm, like knee on his arm, and just like still like, fighting and like pushing a stick on his pad to get that puck in. Like, and they got into a fight. It was Jake Muzzin and Freddie Anderson like took his helmet off and was like just throwing blocker punches at his face. Now, like I'm watching this, I'm like, God, good, because I fucking hate Brady Tkachuk. But like, is Brady Tkachuk like another Brad Marchand?
Dude, he is the new Marchand. Honestly, Marchand's kicked back a bit in that regard and become more of an all-purpose goal scorer, like a better player. Mm-hmm. And Tkachuk is just hated around the league. Even Matthew, like a lot of players don't like him around the league because, I think Brady's 10 times the best that Matthew is. But at the end of the day, having that last name, man,
Tkachuk, man.
Yeah.
As soon as I see that, I'm like. There's Ottawa, and who's the other Tkachuk? He's in
Calgary.
Calgary, man. I just see that name, I'm like, what a piece of shit.
I know, right?
Especially Brady. I know what aggravated me the most. I get what he was doing was cool, but it was like last season. Remember he was doing like the Fortnite dance with the kid?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I hate you. Is that like a bad thing to say?
I think
when
so.
He was doing it, I'm like, it's Brady Tkachuk. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, dude, like I think it is, but at the same time, like I get it. Like I saw it. I hate you, Brady Tkachuk. Like I don't want that kid to like you. Like, it's great what he's doing. I just wish it was someone else doing it.
I wish the kid had a common sense, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, look at us around here with the people that love Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand.
Like, if he's on any other team, everyone hates him. I understand that.
Right.
Like,
I understand
if Marchand was on any other team, I'd hate him too.
My girlfriend hates him, man.
Makes sense, man.
He puts up
he's a rat.
Like, he's killing it now with like goals and stuff. Like he is so clutch. And so like now I'll be like he'll score in overtime or whatever, be like, it's your boy, and she knows who I'm talking about. He goes, he's not my boy. I don't give a shit about him.
I love when he scored, I think it was an overtime winner when he did the McGregor celly. That was sick, dude.
I just watched that
So
today.
funny, dude.
It was so sick. McGregor's another piece of shit, but
I know, right?
fuck, Jesus. Yeah, but like that celly though was so perfect.
Sick, wasn't it, dude?
So perfect. So this is for you, Alex, buddy. We're gonna get down with the Chicago Blackhawks here. So this is actually a lot more fun than the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they're in almost the same boat, or they were, and now the Blackhawks have turned it around.
The Blackhawks have really turned it around, and it's funny when I was doing this breakdown, I was learning more about them. I was like, oh, okay, this is way crazier of a story than I thought when I was like getting into this.
When we were going to do this last week, I was honestly like ready to not ream them, but basically give them the same treatment that we gave Detroit, because in their last 9 games, you have the stat on there, they're 7-1-1.
Right.
So if you do the math, they're 9-5-4 now. You do the math, they were 2-4-3 before this, and that's when I was looking at doing the breakdown. I was like, man, they're just not looking good. They're neck and neck with Detroit for bottom of the league, and now they're second behind the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have 4 more games played than them.
Right.
But even still, that's nothing to shy away from.
So I think I'm gonna read verbatim what I wrote. I'm trying to get better at like bullet points and stuff, but when I was doing Blackhawks, I'm like, there's just so much to write. And I think before this, we were kind of warming up here and just kind of discussing what I wrote down, and I think it came out great. You think I should do verbatim like I did Detroit Red Wings?
Whatever you think, man. I mean, I'm just looking at the division now. I'm kind of surprised that the Predators are 6-10. I'm kind of surprised the Stars are 5-3-4.
Predators right now for me is the biggest like crazy story for me, because like you see him in the playoffs the past like 3 or 4 seasons. Like, why are they so bad now?
Yeah.
Like Pecorino, UC Sour.
I don't really know
1A,
what's
1B.
changed there
I
to
don't
make
know
this happen.
Me neither. I don't get it.
I haven't really kept up either. But then also we have the Stars, who are in the Stanley Cup Finals last year, and they're 5-3-4. And then from there you got Blue Jackets, Hurricanes, Lightning, who we said were going to run away with the division, are now third, and the Panthers are in first, which is it's just weird right now. It's weird times.
It's
but
so crazy.
I'm thinking that it might be the small sample size, 14 games played for all those teams, basically. Right. So we'll see what it turns into.
If a fan doesn't ask for it or doesn't ask for like another breakdown, I think I might just do for like me is like a natural breakdown for next week.
I mean, I like doing a team a week. Like, I was kind of interested in doing something like that throughout the season.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like whatever the hot story is right now,
Right.
Just break down their team and see what they're doing.
Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna read verbatim what I wrote. Not to toot my own horn, but I think it came out great. Again, a lot of positives coming from Chicago Blackhawks this season, like a lot. So I'm going to read, again, verbatim what I wrote down. So Blackhawks have pulled a 180 from the past few seasons. In the 18-19 season, they were the second worst in the Central Division, 20th in the league. And in 2019-2020 season, they were the worst in the Central Division and 23rd in the league. Now this season, they're second in the Central Division and 4th in the league currently, which is a crazy come around from where they once were. To make this story even crazier, the Blackhawks have been missing their top players while relying on a first-year rookie goaltender. Jonathan Toews, Zach Smith, Andrew Shaw, Brent Seabrook, Alex Nylander, Connor Murphy, and rookie Kirby Dach are all out in injuries, yet the Blackhawks have been found a way to place themselves within the top 5 teams in the league. To Kevin Lankinen has been unbelievable and has been one of the main reasons why Chicago is 4th in the league. He's 7-2-3 with a 2.29 GAA. He places 6th in the league for wins, 7th for save percentage, and 9th for GAA, passing goalies like Tuukka Rask, John Gibson, and last season's Vezina winner Connor Hellebuck. We talked very little about him in the Central Division episode because there's not much to talk about. He came from Rockland Ice Hawks with 21 games played and a 3.03 GAA, which is okay, but came to the NHL and really has shown what he can do. He had his first shutout against Detroit this week for the NHL.
Also, breaking news today, Scott Darling released from the Rockford Ice Hogs on his professional tryout. Kind of nuts seeing him as a flash in the pan in the league.
Isn't that insane? Yeah. Like, he had, I remember GGSU. That's kind of what I want to talk about. But remember he was huge there? And now he was huge in Carolina.
He was one of the guys there.
Just kind of left. Yeah, so sucks to see. But I don't know. Maybe something we could talk about next week. If we get more information on that. Think so?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it before with the substance abuse and depression with Robin Leonard.
Right.
But it was really cool to see him rise to where he got to. I think he got a Stanley Cup ring as a backup. So,
right.
I mean, I digress. We can look at it more next week. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, back to the Chicago Blackhawks. Rookies and new pickups have been picking up the pace in Chicago. With guys like Seabrook, Taze, and Shaw out, Pius Suter, you think? Pius Suter has put up 6 goals along with Philip Kurashev, who had that sick-ass goal against Detroit this week. I don't know if we could put something down below for you guys to see. Putting up 5 goals in their rookie years, and also help from Matthias Janmark, who was a great pickup from the Dallas Stars this season, putting up 6 goals. So you have guys, coming in and really being like, all right, we're here to help, we're here to get things done, even as rookies and just new players coming in. I love seeing this. I love seeing teams make comebacks, especially in a crazy way the Blackhawks have been doing this season. 2013 season was the last season Chicago was this good. They've been one of the worst teams in the league since. So, to make a comeback like this, it's been 7 years since. I know teams have been worse for longer, but this is a big come around from where they once were. Where do I see them go from here? You still have your main guys missing, and we all know playoff hockey is totally different hockey, where experience in NHL playoff games really helps and matters in the cup run. If they keep this up, they can really make a push for it this year, but again, without your main guys, I'm seeing a first round, maybe second round exit and nothing more. Nothing to be ashamed of, because that's where we're seeing now is a bounce back for the team. And when the main guys come back from the injuries, and if they get a solid backup for Lankinen, I wouldn't put past me that the idea that they could have a solid cup run in the next couple of seasons to come. Why do I say solid backup? Is on the roster they have Malcolm Subban and Colin Delia. Both these goalies are average at best. Delia gotten smoked this season in the 2 games he's played, letting up 10 goals combined in both. And Malcolm Subban, though doing decent with a 2-1-1 with a 2.65 GAA, he's not a goalie you can rely on game to game as a backup. I don't blame him, because when he came to the NHL with the Boston Bruins, he was never sent down to the barn team to mature.
That's what happens when you're a first-round draft pick, though.
Right.
They don't give you that. They're like, no, you're a first-round draft pick goalie. You need to be ready. Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's where they messed up. So instead, he got bounced around the league. He's with Boston, Vegas, now Chicago. He averages out a 3.0 GAA. We talked about the teams in the 1A, 1B tandem and how well it works, and Chicago doesn't have that yet, which worries me. Being a goalie is difficult, and to be perfect and physically ready every game is damn near impossible. And that's when solid backups are needed to give goalies like Lankinen a break. With that said, how long before Lankinen starts to feel the games he's played and starts to roll downhill for being overplayed? Something to think about. I'm loving riding this wave and watching Chicago make this comeback. Nothing but good things, man. I don't see them needing much change at all. These new guys coming in, Kurashev,
even DeBrincat
and Prius and DeBrincat, man, they're killing it.
Kubalik,
they're bringing up. I'm telling you, man, they're missing these top guys. Yet these guys are coming up big and saying we got this. And they're pushing it. It's one of the best seasons again since 2013.
They gotta have one of the youngest average age per roster teams in the league, don't you think?
And now you got Detroit, who I was talking about last week, with the oldest age. Sorry.
Right. Maybe that's the difference.
That's what I was saying, man. That's what I was saying in the Detroit breakdown. I was like, these guys are just going for these like old veteran. Like, you need younger guys, and I think this. Now that you're saying it, this is a perfect example where like young guys now are just coming in the league, just fucking ready to go. So again, nothing at all bad to say about Chicago. When I was reading about this, man, like I already became a fan. I'm like, I could definitely. I know from the injuries and shit, they're gonna have a rough. They're gonna make the playoffs for sure, but they're gonna have a rough go, and it depends on if the rookies and the Detroit player there, the Dallas Stars player there. Oh, I can't remember his name. Sorry, guys.
Dallas Stars player. What are you going on about now?
No, he came over to Chicago.
As a defenseman or a forward?
He's a forward. Well, I can't remember his name, man. Connor Hellebuck? Nope. Oh, boy. This is what happens, man.
I got DeBrincat, Suter, Kane, Hagelstrom, Kubalik, Kurashev, Soderberg,
Matthias Janmark.
Yeah.
Matthias Janmark. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but you got those guys coming in, really doing the job. And, you know, you got, if they come back, I wouldn't say if, but like when they come back, like Jonathan Toews and everything just fucking ready to go, man. This is going to be another
Toews,
top tier.
I don't know if he's going to eventually come back. His thing is very weird. Do you know anything about it? I saw that he said he's got some condition and he's very fatigued and just gassed all the time. Just no energy.
I actually looked it up beforehand, and the reason why I didn't put anything down is because people are guessing what's going on.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But
I never like to speculate on anything.
Chicago management came out and said, listen, he's out right now on medical leave, but we don't know anything.
Yeah.
So they're in
they don't really know what it is
either,
I don't think, from the medical aspect to tapes. They're like, we don't know.
Yeah, so hopefully they figure it out, you know.
And Kirby Dach's injury, man, that was terrible.
Holy shit,
before the World Juniors.
Did we show up a photo? I don't even know if we should show a photo of that, man, but that wrist, his wrist.
He's out for the whole season. He might asterisk make it back in time for playoffs, but even then it's tough to mix a guy into the lineup at that point. You saw Stamkos do it, and I think that was just a morale boost for the Lightning in their cup run last year.
Another reason why I still say, like, they're going to make the playoffs, but I still say, like, first, maybe second round exit for them. But it's, again, nothing to be ashamed of as a Chicago Blackhawks fan, because, like, this, from what we're seeing now, they're going to push, man. Like, it's going to be, like, another few seasons, and they're gonna have like another like 2010 like Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
kind of push.
I've mentioned it before. It's just the cost of creating a dynasty. You see it in LA right now. You've seen it all around the league.
They just need that backup. They need that good backup for Lankinen. I don't think Malcolm Subban or Colin Delly is that guy whatsoever.
And it's more than just a backup. It's just letting these guys mature and grow.
It's just right.
All the players.
I'm just saying it's one of the things that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Goaltending is huge in the playoffs. You need those guys.
One question that Alex posed to us is, do we think that there's a chance that Lankinen gets the Calder Memorial Trophy, which is Rookie of the Year?
Right.
What do you think?
So we looked this up beforehand, and, you know, like, I want to say yes, man. Like, I do want to say yes. Like, he's top, man. Like, we're going, like, we have everything up here by like save percentage. Like, he's almost like number one. He's up there like number one and number two for everything. Like wins, save percentages, GAA. Like he's up there. It's him, Igor Shesterkin, and Vitek Vanacek. If there's anyone fighting for that with him, it's Lankinen and Vitek Vanacek.
I think Shesterkin's in the mix too, and I don't think you think he is.
No, I'm with you on that. But like for the top two, it's definitely Kevin Lankinen and Vitek Vanacek really just like at each other's throats with this.
I don't know. Shesterkin has better stats than Vanacek right there.
I think so. Well,
better
that's
GAA,
a save percentage.
better save percentage.
Should go to wins.
I mean,
and then you got Vanacek and Lankinen.
More games played though. That's why.
Yeah, right.
And Shesterkin's on a shit bum team.
Right, exactly.
Whereas Vanacek and
And what do I have? What was the first one? Save percentage, right? Yep. And you have Lankinen number one.
And Shesterkin number two.
GAA, you have
Lankinen and Shesterkin beating Vanacek.
Ottinger.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is Shesterkin over Vanacek. not
okay,
over
yeah.
Lankinen.
Okay, gotcha.
So I got Lankinen as the number one, yeah.
Right,
but I think Shesterkin
no,
is
we're talking about Vanacek.
being
Okay,
overlooked compared to Vanacek.
Right.
You know?
Vanacek's been how many games has he played? 13.
Mm-hmm.
He's been like the starter man since he came in. So,
and that's just looking at the goalies too. Now we're getting into the forwards and shit too. Like Lafreniere, he hasn't done much, but he was definitely the lead horse to win it this year.
Right.
He only has 1 point in all these games played.
Mm-hmm.
Kaprizov in Minnesota. I don't know much about him. I haven't seen too much talk.
Mm-hmm.
Stutzla in Ottawa. I'm a big fan of him, obviously. And then Ilya Sorokin with the New York Islanders. He hasn't really been able to be put into the spotlight.
Right.
With Varlamov playing so well for the Islanders.
Right.
You know.
So for rookies, the Calder Memorial Trophy, was he specific with Lankinen, or was he just talking about?
Yeah, he was. He was like, "Do you think Lankinen has a chance to win it?"
So the last time a goalie won the Calder Memorial was Andrew Rake. Oh no, it was Steve Mason in
Steve Mason in 08, 09. Yeah.
And everything else has been. I mean, if you look at that list, man, like you're gonna see like Terry
Certified
Sawchek,
legends.
Marty Brodeur, like absolute leg ends. But like I get he's having a run, but we don't know if. We don't know right now if Kevin Lankinen
It's just
is
too
gonna
small
be
of a
that
sample
legend.
size in general.
We don't
Like,
know. It's like back in the day. I don't think people knew that Marty Brodeur would be the legend that he is when they won the Calder Memorial.
But I think the Calder Memorial in general, like you just said, it's been 12 years since a goalie's won it.
Since the goalie's
And
won.
It's a forward and a defenseman's league. Cale Makar
Right.
won it last year as a defenseman.
Exactly.
But
and
it's
I
all
think
about
that's what pushes away from the fact that Lankinen could win.
it's all about the points that you put on the board, and it's
Right.
it's way more flashy to talk about the goals than it is to talk about the saves. So
Exactly.
I think that it's going to be overlooked. I think Stutzla is probably the head man right now to win it, with Lankinen honestly as the number 2. What do you think?
So I have the players up right here, rookie players. Josh Norris right now is number 1 in Ottawa for points. He's got 10 points. But also with him, though, is Chicago's Pius Suter, who's on Chicago too. And actually number 6 is Philip Kurashev, who we were just talking about this in Chicago. So, Lankinen might not get it, but, Pius Suter is really having that push, too, to get it. Josh Norris, Ottawa. I'm still shocked as shit, Ottawa. But
That's the other aspect of it, too. Maybe that's part of the reason why goalies don't win it as much as players, because players are playing more games. They're playing every game, where goalies play a half to 2/3. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's another thing to consider.
So, to answer your question, I don't know. In my head, from what I learned, and especially as a fucking goalie, like I would love to see him do it. I would love to see a goalie get it. But realistically, I don't think you're gonna see it. You're gonna see a forward. You're gonna see a defenseman get it. And
I think so.
Right now, Josh Norris from Ottawa is looking good, and for Chicago, since you're a Chicago fan, yet again, Pius Suter. So unless you have a Chicago guy, up in the running for it.
Who do you think 1, 2, and 3 are for options for the Calder Memorial Trophy?
So 1, 2, and 3. I like Stützle. I love watching him play. Again, Ottawa's having that rough year, but he could still put up the points, right? So I'd put Stützle up there. I don't know 1, 2, or 3. But interesting. Wonder if I should have thought about this.
There are a lot of goalies that are being named in these runnings too, which is kind of weird to see.
Right.
And I think the cool thing to see is that these players are like the rookies that are getting the spotlight are on the teams that, they're not going to look great out of the gate. Chicago, Ottawa, Detroit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're going to get playing time there. Minnesota.
If there is a rookie goaltender of the year, like award, I mean, there's 7 rookies right now. It's Lankinen, Jake Ottinger.
7 rookies that have played 5 games or more.
That have played 5 games or more, right. So it's Kevin Lankinen, Jake Ottinger, Igor Shesterkin, Capo Kakinen, Vitek Vanacek, Willie Husso, and Marcus Hogberg. And to be honest, all those, I mean, not Marcus Hogberg, but like those 6 goalies, man, have really made a fucking impact in the league this season.
I don't think Husso has, though.
Husso's been pretty good. It's not as good as wish she could be, but
He's 2-2 with average stats. I mean, below average stats. .875 save percentage, 3.74 goals against. Like,
you're right.
That's nothing crazy. But St. Louis does look good as a whole.
Right.
I could be probably eating my own hat later about Binnington being a flash in the pan. 10-5-2 is the St. Louis record, and they're first in the West, where I thought Avalanche was going to roll. They have 4 more games played. Went on a tangent there, but
we're eating our own hat with Vitek Vanacek right now. Do you remember the whole? God, what episode?
Yeah,
is
we
this?
talked about it last week already too.
We talked about this a while ago, like a few episodes ago when Henrik Lundqvist is out, and we're like, what?
But what I mean is we mentioned it last week too.
Oh, we did.
The carousel in
I figured
Washington.
since we're on this, but yeah. But Vitek Vanacek has really shoved it down our throat, and like, hey, listen, I got this.
Yeah, he's the starter.
Don't worry. But yeah, so to answer your question, I feel like there is a Chicago guy that might make it, but I don't think Lankinen will, and it's unfortunate because I feel like Lankinen, is deserving of it. But he's not going to get it.
Yeah. I'm on board.
You're on board with that? Okay. So that's the end of the Chicago Blackhawks breakdown. I really enjoyed that. I do want to do something again next week. If a fan does want to watch or hear me do a breakdown, definitely put it in the comments. Get me on Facebook. I've been trying to be adamant of how much I'm on Facebook. It's so much easier for me on Facebook to talk to everyone. So I have my Facebook down in the description, the link tree. You could find my Facebook there, the Post Podcast, Instagram, and everything. So find me there. I'll be adamant. I'll be on there a lot, so you can talk to me there and bring up something that maybe we should talk about next week. But for this week, man, we got a lot to talk about. Because we're going to be talking about our playing careers, thanks to a fan that wants to... Was that Alex, too? Alex wanted to talk about that?
No, that was Beer League Hero reached out, wanted to hear about... First of all, he wanted to hear about gear and what your thoughts are on certain things, and we did that last week a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing was him and... Who's your boy with the fat boy spin? He wanted you to talk about your playing career, too.
So, again, with Facebook and, being... better on there. I friended an old friend of mine, Doug Bellows, who reminded me of the Fat Boy Spin. I kind of want to talk about this, but so I'll get back. I'll talk more about the Fat Boy Spin and where it came from, but this is way back in the day. Doug would I told you about Charlestown, right? The rink.
Yep.
So we had a friend that did the rink. What would you say, like the Zamboni guy or whatever that ran the rink? So he'd shut it down at 10 o'clock at night, and me, Sean from work, and Doug and everything, we'd go up there. So the whole rink.
And I actually was there, but I only knew Sean and you.
Oh.
But did I ever go when you were there? I don't think so. I think I went with Sean once.
Yeah, I don't think you were there because it was me and it was some other kid because it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you. And, we fucking Quincy Braintree kids. I'm being from Dorchester. I'm like, you fucking... Because we'd get there and all of a sudden everyone's smoking weed, drinking and shit. I'm like, whatever, man. I'm getting some shots in. So everything would be shut down. This is Charlestown, Mass, Boston, by the way. We'd shut it down and, everyone would get dressed, man. Not full dressed, it's just fucking around. But it's still one of my...
People would, smoke on the bench and just throw cigarettes under their Zambonis that went by. I was like, Jesus Christ, you animals.
At one point, someone was so fucking shit-faced. He was, puking on the ice and everything. I was like... It was fun. But looking back now,
the last of the good old days.
But it was on. Oh, it was Josh. Josh was the one that worked at Charlestown. But whatever, he was the one that had to clean it up. So fuck him, right?
Savage, dude, savage.
So
sorry, Josh.
Sorry, Josh. I don't know if you're watching this, listening to it.
He's my boy. I played with him on a couple teams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Hey, it's cool shit. Anyway, so Doug, he'd be shit faced, and it got to the point where it was like, oh, let's do a shootout. So everyone would just be lining up shit faced, and the Fat Boy Spin was. I'm trying to remember. Ever since he said that, I'm trying to remember it. All I know is I think I was just fucking around, just letting him get it in because there's no way he could.
Classic goalie excuse.
So yeah. So
he got burned by this every time and said he just let it in.
So he would turn his, if I can remember right, he turned his stick around, so it was just the knob of the stick, and he would the puck would be spinning, and so he'd spin around, and I think he laid on his stomach and slid and poked the puck in with the knob of the stick on the on my far side, and it was just, I guess it was just fun to see. I still don't think I I still think I let it in on purpose, just to make it
I
feel
don't know,
good,
man. I think he burned you on it.
You think so?
That's what I think.
Fat guy spin? All right.
Sounds lethal to me.
It's up for people to, interpret here. Am I that bad or, But it was fun. So, when did you start goaltending?
2011, I started saving my money to get a set. Wait, right? I think so. When did we finally go to Saugus? I was in college, wasn't I? Or was I still in high school?
I think you...
I graduated in 11. I don't think I got the gear until after I graduated.
I think you just graduated.
Yeah, and I think I saved my money, got some gear, and I was feeling everything. And I taught myself how to skate. I knew nothing about it, and I just knew from the start, like, I taught myself how to skate playing forward at the age of 18, and then I knew from the jump that I wanted to play goalie. It just looked like the most fun. I don't know. It was the best to me. So I saved up my money, got some gear, hopped in net, felt every shot that I was getting hit with, but I stuck to it, and I honestly, like, played 8 times a week. I would play in the morning one day, and the night same day, and then the night before I would have played too, and my gear would just be sopping wet, like disgusting.
Dude, the beginning times are like the best times.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I remember, so, I don't know if you remember this. You were the one that came up to me for it. I don't know if you were CDH at the time. So CDH means customer department head, right?
Customer service department head, yeah.
Customer service
CSDH, but we just call it CDH.
Stop and Shop, which is a grocery store up here in Boston. And we worked together. And I remember you coming up and you just randomly. I don't think I believed you at first. You were like, "Hey, I want to be I want to play hockey. Like, I want to be a goalie." I still remember that, and I was like, "What?" Like, kind of laughed because you were just like you joked around all the time.
Oh yeah,
and
I fucked with people. Yeah, I still do.
There was one day you texted me like, "Hey," because I told him like we have a hockey rink up the street.
Oh, that's right. I remember
like
that.
Like an outdoor, like up on the park, whatever. There's
Yeah,
a
street ball hockey.
Street hockey. Yeah. So. And you were adamant on doing it, so I was like, "All right, let's fucking do it." So I put on. He
had to put the gear on for me because I had no idea what I was doing.
I have the picture somewhere. I swear to God, I have the picture somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's fucking hysterical because it's just Chris.
I think I might have it on Facebook. I'll try and pull that. We might have that.
We might have that
on the screen for you.
Because I remember it. You were just like, I took a picture of you just like pretty much on your stomach as I'm like trying to put on the the pads for you.
Because your brother was there too.
Right. Yep. And I think he's the one that took the photo.
Yeah.
And so like ever since, man, like. You were fucking hooked, and we did that Saugus shit.
Yeah, so I didn't know how it worked. I've said it on the podcast before. Green as grass. I thought like, oh, there's only like one rink around here,
right?
So we drive an hour to go play.
Sick bastard.
Yeah, but I mean, I fell in love with it.
Know about Quincy?
Yeah, right. I fell in love with it, and from the jump, I was doing all pickups, teaching myself how to play, getting better, and then I started doing a weekly Saturday night pickup with the South Shore Stars. And one week they were like, "Oh, we want to give you a shot. Our goalie can't make it this week. We want to see if you can play for us." I actually pitched a shutout my first game, which was like insane
really?
for me. Yeah, because I was like trying my hardest, but it was like literally like D3, like worst beer league ever, and I like showed up and pitched a shutout. I was kind of pumped. So I got on their team, and after like I want to say 4 or 5 seasons, we finally got a championship, and I was just so pumped to give them one because they never won one, I don't think. So it was a pretty cool story.
That's awesome.
They actually became the Squires later on. Squires in Hanover, R.I.P. They closed. It's a bar down here, and my buddy Pat took over the Stars team once they folded. Yeah.
Want to keep going with your story with everything, and then I'll go with mine because
yeah.
As you're talking, I'm like, all right, I got a story and a half just to go through our entire.
I mean, we could bounce if you want to start yours and then find a good jump off point, just so I'm not going the whole time.
Okay, if you want.
Start yours like day one and stop where you think you should.
So I was on and off throughout, I would say, almost my entire life. When I was like 5, just to learn how to skate, my aunt and my uncle Joe used to take me to Frog Pond in Boston. Mm-hmm. And it's if for anyone who doesn't know, Frog Pond is like in the Commons in Boston, and
it's pretty cool. It's like outdoor skating for anyone that wants to show up and rent skates.
So that's how I learned how to skate is with them, man. Like there's so many. I have a photo somewhere, man. It's nuts. So that's where I learned how to skate. That's where I fell in love with skating. And so I was on and on with hockey and shit. So, like, I'd play, like, street hockey and, like, indoor hockey and stuff. And then I was on and off with, like, ice hockey. And then it was 10th grade. And I went to South Boston High School. And it was 10th grade where I had a bunch of my friends playing. And they're just like, what do you do? I'm like, well, I haven't played in, forever, but I'm a goalie. And he goes, we need a goalie. Get it. But I had
Nice.
nothing. I had absolutely nothing. So at the time,
That was honestly, sorry to jump in. That's like the hardest part for me was saving up the money, getting the gear. But then,
Right.
like I mentioned last week, you play for free for the rest of your life once you have it.
Exactly. So at that time, hockey's so weird, man. Like you love it, so you do anything for it. Because I remember Stop and Shop, man. I worked like 6 days a week, and just like if someone asked me like, "Hey, can you stay like an extra hour just to do like carts and stuff?" Man, I'd be like, "That's money toward like goalie gear." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like, do you need me to stay longer, man? I worked so fucking hard like to get like all the gear back and everything. And once I did, the spark just it was through the roof. So like 10th grade until 11th grade, I played with Southie High, a hockey team, both teams, and I mean we soared, man. We're like one of the best. We played like West Roxbury and
That's
like
sick.
all these other teams.
I missed out on so much, like
Right.
growing up, not playing when I was younger.
Mhm.
Like that's so cool.
11th grade. This is when I think we talked about this before, where concussions weren't a thing. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, we
anything
talked
crazy.
about that.
So I had like an old. When you're trying to re-get everything, whatever, like just a mask is just a mask, right? So I had like this old.
Yeah, that's how it was back in the day.
I had this old like black CCM mask that like was just worn out, and we were playing some team. It was like some Catholic school, private school. I can't remember the Saint something or whatever. And I remember my uncle.
St. Joseph's, I think, right?
No, I might be able to find it somewhere. I put it. I can't remember. It might have been St. Joseph's. Now I'm thinking about it. Anyway, all I remember is my uncle was there. My uncle's fucking great, man. Like he's always there for me when but he knew of all the work I was putting into like getting back into hockey. It's always like my first. Oh my God! Now I'm thinking about it. It was my first game for Southie High. He was there. He goes, I want to be there to cheer you on and stuff. So it must have been second period. This dude on the blue line just lined up for a clapper, and like all I remember is it left his stick and I lost it. Like it was one of those like hard slaps, and it got me right in the mask where like there was just no protection whatsoever, and I blacked out. I was blacking out throughout like the entire game. Like I remember getting to the rink, getting into the locker room at the end of the period and like throwing up in the trash can, and like the guy's like, coach is like, you're all right. I'm like, I don't know, yeah, I'm fine. And I was blocking out through the entire game. We lost like 17 to like 2. Like it was
Jesus Christ.
It was bad. Like
You didn't mention that before. That's
we got lit up.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
because like
they're nasty though.
That's because I was blacking out like throughout the entire game. Like I don't remember fucking any of that game. So that was my first concussion that I didn't know I had. Because I went to work, Stop and Shop like the other like 2 days after, man, and I remember like doing something and like not remembering that I do it, like just blacked out. And I used to turn around. I don't know who the hell it was, like Kayla or whatever. I was like, hey, like I don't remember like doing this stuff. Like I'm blacking out doing it, and she's like, oh, that's not good. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just finish this up.
Jesus
But
Christ.
now knowing how crazy it is, But yeah, so that was my first experience. Oh my God, I can't believe that's my first game. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so that was my first like game back and first concussion. So then that's so funny now I'm thinking about this, because like after practice we'd be in Southie, that Southie rink right next to the beach. And after every practice, man, we'd set up a group and we'd do the helmet boxing. You know what I'm talking about?
Jesus Christ.
The helmet boxing.
You've gotten into both of these things before. You know
we
that,
did,
right?
because I've been talking about this. But yeah, I've been
Just making sure it wasn't the
I have
concussion.
been knocked out before, man. Like Southie kids don't give a shit. They're like, nah, man, I'm here to knock your ass out. So I played for 2 years with Southie High, 2 or 3 years. 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And then I left. I was actually South Shore. I tried out for juniors, and it's in Foxborough. What's
South Shore Kings?
South Shore Kings. And I didn't make it, unfortunately.
Those teams are nasty, though. Like
they're
that's
insane.
like the elite of the state.
That was the second time. That was another story where that was actually the second time where I saw someone from the blue line take a slap shot. And as soon as like I saw the stick hit the puck, I just lost it. Like the puck was so fast, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And at the time,
I'm always impressed by that.
right. So at the time, this is when butterfly goalies were like really becoming a thing. And when I started, it was like a hybrid stand-up type of thing, like, play both. And I remember both players that were shooting and like the coaches that were like, they'd come up to me like, "Hey man, you got to go down for that shot." I'm like, "I'm still stopping the puck though."
Yeah,
like,
you talked about this too.
Yeah. And like that's because of that they didn't take me. But I remember it was like the 2 days after I got an email for Adirondack Predators in New York. They're just like, "Hey, we saw you, want to give you a tryout," but it was too far away. So ever since I was doing ever since I found Stinky Socks, that's when Stinky Socks first became a thing. I was just looking for hockey. When you just want to fucking play.
Yeah.
So when Stinky Socks hockey in Boston, Massachusetts now is like first became a thing, and they had it in Quincy, the Quincy Youth Arena, and that's when I've met Peter Mandarino, who I would love to have on the show, man. He's been so good to me. I was with him since like the beginning, so like we're good buddies, and I try to play for him. I haven't played for him in a while, man, since the COVID stuff.
One thing about me, I always feel bad telling people no if they ask me to skate. Like I overcommit. I always extend myself and try to be there if I can. But lately, I've just been with COVID. I have had to turn everything down. I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
Someone was working for Stinky Socks. Ironically, is saying that because they texted me this week and like, "Hey, can you play like this week?" And I'm like, I'm waiting for the vaccine.
Yeah, once the curfew got lifted, it opened up and everybody's playing now, which is good. I mean.
But I was straight with them, like, "Hey man, like I'm second phase for the vaccine. Once I get it, I'm gonna text you and say I got it, and then it's let loose, man. Let me know what you need a goalie, because I'm here to help out." And so
I love being not the emergency guy, but
the guy to text. Yeah. Like, "Hey, can you go?"
But you stretch yourself thin when you do that too, because you get like 5 texts a night, like, "Can you come skate? Can you come skate?" Like, dude, "No, I'm already playing here. No, I'm already playing there."
It's not just. I know. As a goalie, though, in Massachusetts itself,
we're in high demand.
We're in high demand because if someone's like, I have like a 9 o'clock in Denham for like a team that like you never played for before. They always ask like, "Hey man, can I get your phone number for like if we need you again?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Yep. So that's what I do too. I put myself.
I've gone through several. I mean, like not even several. I'd say like every day throughout the week, like the past few years, not COVID, but like the past few years, where I get 6 or 7 texts a day. And I feel so bad because I'm like, "Sorry, man. Like, I already said yes to a 9 o'clock game for this player." But
I'd honestly rather that than not have anywhere to skate for the night, personally.
Right. But I just feel bad.
I do too. Yeah, I hate saying no.
But one thing I do. Interesting.
You just said do.
One thing I do is.
Say it again.
Is if someone texts me, if I say yes to like a 9 o'clock game in Dedham, and someone texts and says, "Hey, I have a 10 o'clock game in Dedham. Can you fill in?" If I'm there,
I'll stick around.
I'll be like, I'll
double down.
I'll help out. But we're in high demand, and I can't wait to be in high demand again. Like I can't wait to get those texts with like, yes. There was someone that I knew. Actually, he's on my Facebook, Robin Chin, who I still remember to this day, man. Who would be at like Quincy Youth Arena, and he would leave with like. He'd take his pads off, but like leave everything on. He goes, "Hey, I gotta drive to Andover because I gotta do this game." I'm like, Jesus, like,
I loved it, man. That was me. I fucking loved skating that much.
I do want to get back to what we're talking about, Saugus, because I always think about those Saturdays, man. It's like, what the fuck were we doing?
Do you remember the time that I was playing out? I don't know if you were there, and I was playing out, learning how to skate, dude. And this dude was bombing, like. This is going to sound awful. Typical, like, North Shore douchebag wearing, like, an Italian jumpsuit, like, Adidas tracksuit, fucking unzipped down to here, like, chest hair popping out, gold chain, comes bombing at me. And I don't know how to skate, how to stop, nothing. So I, like, flinched and went like this. But my stick came up. I got him right in the throat. He's like, "I'll fucking kill you. Don't ever fucking put your stick up like that again." I was like, "Buddy, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing out here. Like, you've been skating with me for 30 minutes. You think I know what I'm doing? Like, get the fuck out of my face." And I was like 18. The dude was like, "Oh, fuck you." I was like, "Go fucking sit on the bench, pal, all right?"
I still don't know why the fuck we did that. I go back and I'm like, so Saugus.
It was like 3 hours for free. It was good.
It was good.
I used to go during the day between classes with Derek. That's one thing about my playing career, dude. While I jump into this, I like latched on to certain players, like Derek Matthews. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
So me and him at Mass College of Pharmacy when I went there. Shout out to Derek. He helped my game grow a ton when I started out as someone that doesn't even know how to play.
Derek's cool as shit.
And
man.
he's probably one
really
of the better players I played with. And he helped me grow so much just like skating with him all the time. And I would go up to Saugus with him and you all the time. We would have a blast, dude.
Right.
And then after that, I really latched on to Greg Daggett. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He's a big boy.
We just talked about Greg, and he broke
breaking the glass. So, like, that's what I do. Like, I latch onto these guys that are skating as much as I am and try to work with them. And they would, like, those two specifically would stay after the skates, work with me on the ice. The Zamboni guy would wait, and they would, like, help me out. You know what I mean?
I always remember that, man. Like, I'd be exhausted after 3-on-3s, but, I'd be getting undressed and, like, look back because...
I'd do another hour, dude. I needed to.
So for the 3-on-3s, there was no locker room. You just got undressed, like...
In the lobby.
And you can, like, look back through the glasses... Through the glass. Well, glasses, yeah. For plexiglass and whatever the fuck. And, like, you see, like, you know, Greg and everyone just, like, still taking shots on it. You'd be out there for, like, another 10 minutes if you could.
They would stop before I would because they would be like, I got to fucking go home. It's 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Or, like, I'm gassed. Like, we got to stop. But, like, that's where I think you build the best muscle memory is just when you're entirely gassed, your body, like, just retains everything going. Better. Yeah.
Right. So that's one thing I saw that, and that's one thing I really appreciated about you, man. Like,
but I needed to with all the time that I missed out on as a child, like not playing. And, like, it's not that I was, like, deprived. I chose other things over it. And, like, at this age, I was like, holy shit, I wish I played this growing up. Like, this is awesome.
Right.
You know? So I just felt like I needed to make up for lost time. And those two really, like, grew me a ton, which was cool.
That's awesome.
So shout out to them.
So yeah. Now, it's funny is Matthews is it Matthews or Matthews?
Matthews.
Matthews is one of those players, man, that just, like, he's not on a team, but every time you see him, he's really good. He's one of those, like...
Yeah, he's one of those, like, call him in if you need some help.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A god
but he can,
no
like,
reason.
gas people, dude. Like, he had wheels to break wide and cut in tight in front of the net and make that move.
Exactly. So back to the Saugus.
It was me, you, my father, and him, I think, that would go up to Saugus.
Yeah,
right? It was the four of us, and it would be...
It used to be just like Saturdays. It used to be Saturday nights. And
that's the one that you came to, but me and Derek would go, like, Monday, Thursday.
No, I was with you on those, too, because you'd go up, like, Monday, Wednesday, like, Friday at, like, 10 o'clock. So we used to, like, wake up early, do, like, 10 to 12 at Saugus, and then we'd go to work from, like, 12 to 6.
Some days there weren't enough players, too, so they wouldn't even charge Derek, which was cool. They were like, there's literally not a game, so, like, you guys can just go out there and have fun.
Some of the game, as a goalie though, some of the games are fucking just pointless because like you'd get there Saturday night and there's like 20 goalies
for fucking 4 positions.
But there's like 2 different ices, so you can go back and forth and
too.
be like, hey, you guys need a goalie for this. So it was pretty cool. But as just a skater, man, like you got some playtime.
Yeah.
It's still one of the worst rinks in Massachusetts.
Dude, one side is literally fucking brick.
It's nothing.
It's literally brick. Remember? There's no glass. It's just a brick wall.
I still pick Quincy Shea over that fucking rink. And Quincy Shea, during the summertime, on the other end of the rink, it melts. So, like, there's no crease at all. So,
there's no crease at the end on 3-on-3 or in Hingham either.
No.
Like, at all.
So, I guess to go back to my career, and it's longer than... I have a fucking story and a half with everything. But, to go back, so I've played the rest of Southie High. I tried for juniors and I didn't make it. And then after that, Stinky Socks. And then from Stinky Socks, I found out about New England Senior Hockey League. But New England Senior Hockey League at the time had a fucking just bad
It has since
rep.
day one. Dude, I want to say this right now. Fuck Paul Lobenstein filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy and just dodging all of the past dues and... Him and his wife would hound us for our payments. Mm-hmm. My team would finally pay up, and they would just be all over us. I knew that they were not paying their refs and scorekeepers for, like, the last months of the season because money was so tight. But the dude owns, like, 3 houses. Like, fuck off, dude.
Fuck him.
No, fuck him. He just screwed so many people, like thousands of players in Massachusetts.
The only thing I can say is that I did love New England Senior. I loved
I did too.
How
just because of how many players there were.
And the plays and shit, but...
They didn't necessarily do everything right when it came to who goes into what division.
Right.
But
that's when it was bad, man, because we were playing... So I'm playing for this past, 3 years or so. Played for the Dogs, the nice jersey that I have. And we're, D-level team. It's just older guys just trying to have a good time. And the way they do it, man, is so shit, because they'll bring in, B players, B-League players. So we'd be fucking smoked. And, we had, a 70-year-old player on our team at...
That's sick. That's cool.
He was cool as shit, man. But, it got to the point where I was if something happened to him, I was there to, have his back. And a few times these B league players, man, would fuck with him and like slash him and shit. And like it's been at least 5 times or so, I would say, that like I've gone onto my crease and fucking like went after the guy. I'm like, listen, this men's league fucking like. This is men's league. Why are you going after him like it's the fucking league? I'm like, you fucking do it again, I swear to God, I'm going to come after you. Like, it got to that point. Like, I remember one season I just saw it and didn't do anything, and like the next season I saw it again. I'm like, I got to fucking do something, because all the other guys like old and like they're not going to do anything. They just want to have fun, and they weren't doing it. So I'm like, all right, I got to be the young guy. I got to be the man hand. I'd be like, listen, this is a fucking pickup game. Don't act like this is the pros.
Yeah,
this 7-year-old guy you're fucking with who could be your grandfather too. Like, fucking act right. And you get those again with like New England Senior League. It has a bad rep, and that's one of the reasons.
I mean, if you're banned from any other league, you go to New England Senior. That's just what it was.
Because that's what it was. Because we talked about this before too. New England Senior, their website years ago when they first opened up, their big news story was some dude left the rink and shit in someone's skate. Right.
Funny story. I found out through a friend of a friend that one of my buddies was on the team that got their glove shattered. Yeah,
it's a glove. It's a glove.
Yeah, shattered the glove.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah, hilarious. I asked him, I was like, will you come on and tell the story? He's like, no, absolutely not. I couldn't believe it, dude. Most fucked up piece of shit.
But I used to I stayed with Stinky Socks for a while because of all the stories.
Stinky Socks was good.
Because all the stories from New England Senior. And then like I played a few games for New England Senior, like the mass goalie list, and I was like, oh, it's bad, but it's not as bad as what people say.
It's not bad when you're in the net. No. There's nothing wrong with it there.
No, not at all. And then Mass Hockey League, where we both played, Pettinato, man.
He ran it nice. He ran it very tight.
I loved him, man. I love Pettinato. I loved Mass Hockey League. It was so good of a league.
It was tight too. Like you would go, like not only would the competition be tight, but the teams too. Like you would get off the ice and chill with everyone. Like everyone's cool. We get heated out on the ice and we have our beefs, but we're never dropping the gloves and fucking up, and we're not hating each other after when we get off the ice.
We talked about that Mass 3-on-3 league, and that to this day, that's the best league I've ever been at. I
love it, dude.
We'd get fucking lit up. Yeah. But
just a different mindset.
Yeah. We'd get lit up, but it was just fun as shit. You made friends with everyone there.
And honestly, like, you face 60 shots a game. Like, you stay on your toes the entire game. Yeah. And you let in, like, 10, 12 on, like, average. Being under double digits is a good game.
Breakaways left and right, 2-on-0s, man.
That's all it is.
But you get frustrated, but, like, at the end of the game when everyone's off, man, like, here's a bear, everyone's just talking and having fun and shit. So.
Yeah. Even the other team, because like you said, we're all in the lobby. We're not in locker rooms, so we all have to go out and get changed together. So
and
like
talk to each other.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna fight each other on the ice, and then get out and get naked with the dude
again. Yeah, right. So to this day, man,
weird.
we're still friends with a bunch of the people that played there. So it's one of my favorite leagues. Even though again we got lit up, but whatever. But yeah, so you got Mass Hockey League, which is right behind me, the red, and you got New England Senior on for the blue. New England Senior. Did you say they fell apart?
They folded. Yeah, Lobenstein filed bankruptcy. He took so when COVID hit, it was midway through the season. Like playoffs are not like about to start, but close. And he like basically took everyone's money and ran. Right. But then when he files Chapter 11, he's protected by being an LLC, and they can't get any money from him. But Mass Hockey League did it the right way, which was fucking great of Pettinato. Yeah. He partnered with Power Play Hockey League, which was the new up-and-coming league when New England Senior initially folded. Right. And then Pettinato was able to say, look, we can't survive through COVID either, so we're going to pass everything on to you. So anything that was an outstanding balance that you owed or credits that you had to play
went to Power Play Hockey.
So once everything's back up and running, which I think they are doing leagues already. Right. Because I think Medeiros is texting me a couple times.
I still got Mass Goalie lists for like Power Play Hockey League, and I still haven't played yet. So I can't wait. I can't wait to get back on, man. I can't wait to get the vaccine and just get back on. I told you. I don't want to talk about it. But what the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Mass Hockey League.
Well, if you want, I can jump back into my shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, when I got on that game for the Stars, they picked me up for the season, which was awesome. And I played with them probably 4 or 5 seasons. And a season in men's league is like fall, winter, and then spring, summer is how they do it. And they'll do
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Sorry.
They'll do like 23 games for the winter and 17 games for the summer. But go ahead.
Okay. You're talking about stealing the money and shit. Do you remember the roller hockey?
Yes, dude, they closed down. Yeah.
What a fucking mess that was. That was the same shit.
Yeah, same concept.
We played Rockland, was it?
No, it was actually Randolph.
Because
we would go through Holbrook to get there. It's like right down the street from here.
Right. It was
Near
me,
Linwoods.
Me, you, Sean, and a bunch of other guys.
Oh, actually,
what a fucking shit show that was.
Before I even got on with the Stars, so I did that with you guys because my cousin, who's like ripped, like firefighter, like wicked good dude.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he's a police officer. Fucked up. My bad, Scott. He picked me up for an emergency service for his playoffs. He was like, holy shit, we don't have a goalie. And he knew that, like, from my Facebook post, like, I would play. So I went with him, and we played playoffs, and we went all the way to the championship, dude. And we lost in the championship, and I blame myself. But my defenseman made a change as the dude came in on a breakaway and just left me hanging. But I still fucking, like, wish that we won. We were in overtime, dude. In the championship game, I was like, fuck. Like, my first time on a team, I was like, man, I really let everyone down. He's like, dude, you were, like, lights out. So
That's
I
awesome.
was pumped. I was like, that was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I wanted, as soon as you said folded,
That's what made us
shit. I was like, the fuck, because we're the Sharks.
That's what made us make a team.
Yeah,
because I was with them, and then I was like, dude, that roller hockey league was sick. I should try and make a team.
The roller hockey thing was fun. We're like the bench warmers, man.
Oh,
like,
we were awful. My father
awful.
didn't know how to skate on rollerblades. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
We would switch off goalies. Like, no one was like a
halfway
goalie.
through the season, though, we were like, all right, Matt's got to be the goalie, and I got to play out.
Right. And I didn't have skates. Like, so, like...
I don't think you wanted them as a goalie, personally.
Yeah, so I was wearing, like, these hard-toe boots.
Yeah, steel-toe boots. And it was like a puck.
And we'd get... Oh, my God, it was a puck.
That thing fucking hurt.
Like, it fucking hurt. So, like, we'd be playing... It's... Roller hockey's so different from ice hockey.
Because just the way the players move, they can't do those hard cuts. Yeah. I mean, some of them can, but they're still different. You'll never get the same aspect as ice, you know?
So everyone's wearing, like, these mission, actual fucking, like, roller hockey pants and shit. And I'm like, I remember wearing, like, these just gray sweatpants and, like, just the...
Yes, dude, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
And you wouldn't wear... I don't think I was wearing shin guards at all. And I remember, like, I was in the way of someone just dumping it in.
Dude,
like
you didn't wear shin guards playing out?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're an idiot.
And someone got me, like, straight in the thigh. And I was like, oh, my... Like, I went down so hard. And I remember you and Sean just like, dude, you got to get off. I'm like, I'm trying. I can't do it.
Oh, that team.
What a mess.
Dude, I forgot about that.
It was still fun as hell, though.
We lost a lot of money, though. It was like 500. If it was 500 a person to play,
shit.
Yeah.
And then he just like left. I remember they didn't even tell us because wasn't it that one night we got there and it was the guy. It was the guy that worked there. That's a goalie.
He's nasty
the black
too.
Dude, who's like sick as shit.
He's nasty.
He was like he was working at the roller hockey thing selling. Like,
he's like, yeah, don't come back next week.
He's like, yeah, don't come back.
Done.
He's like, yeah,
this place is gone.
And then
the dude's awesome on ice.
He's so sick.
He's sick.
I played with him a few times. Like, damn,
I've seen him.
He's got his own posse. Last time I played with him, he has like a fan of like 5 of them, just
That's
like
sick.
that follow him. Like, damn,
that's funny.
But he's cool as shit.
But yeah, so I joined in with that clearly, and then I was like, all right, I got to get into ice. So I joined the Stars. I mean, we went probably 5-6 seasons dry. We finally got a cup. It was fucking awesome. And then there was beef between one of the guys on the team with the captain, and that's how Squires started. So I went with them next. And then I started getting into the 3-on-3 because I liked that better. It was just rather than sitting there and waiting for the puck to come back to our zone 5-on-5 because it takes a while. You know what I mean? You basically sit half the game.
Right.
The 3-on-3, dude, you're just playing the whole game.
It just goes back and forth.
So I joined the Cunning Stunts with Eric Stockford and those dudes.
Yep.
That was a great team. I had fun with them. And then I couldn't play, so I had you jump on with them. And then eventually one of my buddies texted me and was like, oh, you want to come play in a 3-on-3 league? I was like, yeah, sure. And I didn't realize it was the same one. And I joined the Buke hockey team. And then
you want to tell them what Buke means?
No. And then so the Squires, I think the Squires was around the same time, but I think I got 2 championships with the Squires. I think I got 1 with the Stars. I think I got 2 or 3 with the Stunts, and we got 4 with Buke. Buke was like stacked.
You were killing it.
Yeah, and then, but dude, I talk about the successes, but like I've probably been to the same number of championship games and lost as I have won. And then from there in the 5-on-5, I kind of cut back a lot. I was playing just 2 teams and 1 pickup a week because I was like, I can't keep doing this. I was burning the candle at both ends, staying up too late and getting up too early.
Yeah.
I was doing like 6:30, 7 a.m. skates too sometimes. And then Silky Mitts was the new Stars, and we got a championship with them. And then recently I got 2 with the Hog Buffs, and that was my team before we hit COVID.
Fuck. I remember. I still remember those days. Like you were killing it. I still remember going on 3-on-3. I'm like, the fuck is it? It was fun. And then I was like, then you left, and I joined now the Squids.
Yeah, the Stunts changed the name to the Squids.
The Squids. But I still remember, man. Like this is like
that was my name I came up with too. The
oh
cunning
really?
stunts.
No
yeah.
shit. So
Eric loved it.
I
and
still
took
have
it.
that jersey.
The jersey's
I
hilarious.
Brought it. I'll bring
We'll
it next
wear it.
week.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
bring it
throw it
next
up.
week.
It's like a powder blue. It's nice,
powder
dude.
blue. It's nice.
Yeah.
So this is so for anyone who doesn't know, I work on the commuter rail here in Massachusetts. Commuter rail is like the railroad.
I've been working on the railroad.
So everything is like seniority wise, and I just started, so like I was just low on the seniority board. So I had to be out in Worcester every morning at like I think I leave my house at like 4:30 in the morning to be there by like 5:30. It took me an hour to get from like Dorchester to Worcester. So man, we'd have those nights where just like those late nights, like those 10:30 games, like 11:30.
So many people bitched about those, but like for me, it was such a routine that like
that you just got.
I would operate on like 4 hours of sleep. You know?
I think that's how I did too, because we get those games and
10:30 game means like 1 a.m. you're asleep because you gotta skate, you gotta drive home, you gotta shower, and then fall asleep.
Right. The worst part about those games, man, though, is that like I didn't get to my car till like 7:30 at night out in Worcester, so it took me an hour to get back to Boston, grab my shit, and then go play a game.
Dude, you basically go.
It's
You're
just
not stopping.
go. So like you'd play 10:30 to 11:30 or whatever, and then like you get undressed and you just want to relax a bit.
And that's if you have no beers with the guys.
No beers.
I would hang out and have like 3 a.m. beers.
And then you get home at fucking like 12:30, 1 in the morning. You're like, all right, well, time for a fucking 2-hour nap before having to drive back to Worcester again.
Yeah.
So those fucking killed it. Like it was fine in the beginning, but like after a while, it's like,
dude,
all right, like,
honestly,
it's no good.
like in my age, like I put it in my bio as a joke, beer league MVG. Like I only play D level, like maybe mid C.
I meant to bring that. I have I found the Mass Hockey League 3-on-3.
Oh, you got
MVG
one? No shit.
I'll bring it. I'll put it right here.
Yeah,
next,
I got a Buke one too that my buddy had made when we won. Yeah, I'll put that up too. But I have that in my bio because it's hilarious. Beer league MVG. It's like you're the best of the worst, and I just find that hysterical. And I don't know. It's just always stuck with me. I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah. So our playing careers are basically shit. I didn't play high school. I taught myself how to skate when I turned 18.
Right.
You played high school?
Played high school
for like 2 years. Was it JV or varsity?
We only had one, so it's just varsity.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
We played at Northeastern University, that Matthews
cool.
Arena. That was cool as shit.
Yeah.
I loved it over there. That was our home rink.
I almost convinced myself to try out. Like I was working. All right, after Greg, I worked with Tom Leonard. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah.
He was like the nastiest goalie.
Tom
in that
was so
3-on-3
sick
league.
for no reason.
He's
he
awesome.
came in at 3-on-3. I remember the first game I played against him. He came in and I was like, damn, he's sick. But like when you play a few years in 3-on-3, I'm like, you're sick the first game, and then like the next game you're like, oh, I'm gonna get fucking lit up, like because you try.
Well, that's what it is.
You try hard as shit like 3-on-3 in the first game, and then like the second game you're like, oh man, like it's just shot after shot every game. So just like relax.
I was like this close. I almost tried out for club hockey UMass Boston, and I almost tried out for the Danvers. What were they? Oh God, what were the Titans in Connecticut?
Really?
Yeah,
Holy shit,
in the
really?
ECHL. Yeah, I was like this close to doing it because Tom was like juicing me, like, dude, you should go do it. You could do it. You could do it. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, there's no fucking way I could do it. So I never did it. And I was like this close to doing UMass Boston Club, and I was like, dude, they're Division III. Like, I'm not fucking making that. So I didn't end up doing it. No confidence, but I didn't have any reason to have any confidence either.
The Hingham. The Elite League played there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with Coyle and those guys.
Right, and I played a few games there, like 3 or 4 at least. And
you just can't track the puck, dude. They shoot it so fast.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the Elite League in Hingham, man, it's just like they do it in the summertime, and it's all
just the NHL guys home. The
it's
college.
pretty much NHL college guys there that like these not rookies but like prospects.
Yeah.
So it's like NU, BU, BC
cool,
guys, and a lot of the
rink fills up with fans. Like people are watching.
Up.
It's cool.
A lot of the goalies go over to like goalie camps and stuff, to train for the year. So they're constantly like, can we just have a goalie in net for guys to shoot on, basically. And I remember 3-on-3. We're always there, man. So we're getting off, and I remember
they would just pull you over.
One guy would be like, "Hey, man, you want to just get in a net?" I remember the first day, I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it." And like, man, these shot. I played 4 or 5 games there, man. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but like, man, like
you can feel
sometimes you got fucking scary, man. Because I'd feel shot, like chest protector on and everything. Like if it got me straight in the middle, man, it felt like I didn't have a chest
Kick to
protector
the
at all.
chest, yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I'm gonna see if I can come up with a list of all the teams I've played for, like even just sub games.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be hilarious to see.
Ton.
It would be like
shit ton.
like 3-page Word document.
This is killing me. I
It's
want to
awesome,
play
though.
so bad now.
Yeah, me too.
We're getting there, buddy. We're getting there.
Yeah. What do you think? You want to call it?
Let's call it, man. I think we. Is there anything more you want to talk about your little career there?
That's
No?
it, man. That's where I'm at. I mean, it's nice. I mean, honestly, my wife put it to me in a very like nice perspective, and I want to shout out everyone I've ever played with this. Honestly, I would look at it as like, man, I really suck. Like I was down on myself. Like D-League beer player. Like you kind of suck in general. And she's like, I mean, you can play as good or as bad as you want, but you always come home and have like these stories about these people that you meet and like all the friends that you've made over the years. It's like that's what it's really about, and you don't realize it until COVID hits
late.
and you're not playing with anyone.
Right.
And like now it's like I don't give a shit if I was bad or good, and you don't remember the wins or the losses. You remember hanging out with the guys,
Exactly.
chilling, shooting the shit, having beers. You know,
Like
So,
like the guy that I play, like Dave Blanchard. I'm sure you've seen him on Facebook just shitting on me, like on all the posts.
oh, that's what they all do.
Yeah, that's what they all do. He's the one. He's the guy I work with who
Great for goaltender
who
confidence.
who found out I was a goalie, and it's like, hey, listen, we have a D-League team, a bunch of old guys that just we need a goalie, and great team, man. Like I don't mind. Like I mean, we got fucking crushed, but like I don't mind it. Like there's sometimes I get frustrated, but I'm like, it's a team of like all guys that like I can't wait to see every week.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
one of those.
It's cool. I
And,
fucking love that.
But like toward like the end of everything, you want to win, you want to do better, and like we've had those games where just like you get frustrated. But like now that we're getting like close to like getting back to them, like man, I don't care if I would lose every single game. Like I can't wait to be like 9:00 at night, go to some rink and just see all the guys there getting ready and just like getting like.
It seems like heaven, dude, doesn't it? Like
does.
right now, it's crazy.
It sounds so good.
I'm gonna get those Hog Buffs jerseys made that I showed you before. I'm gonna put the
I'll wear
picture
it
below.
We should wear it on our podcast.
I'm gonna get them made, and
All right.
and that's gonna be the team. I can't wait to be
I'll
back
wear the
with those
Cunning
guys.
Stunts one tomorrow.
Cunning Stunts one's good.
Not
too.
tomorrow, next week.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
rip
rip a shot.
Let's rip a shotty guy. So we finished off all the shit shots that we have on the fridge over here. So we went out and got our own.
This is a shit shot. I
You
can tell
got
you right now.
all Dr. McGillicuddy's, buddy.
I haven't even heard
What's
of this
wrong
one
with
before.
you?
Dr. McGillicuddy's Irish whiskey.
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
It's probably discontinued for like 8 years.
Yeah, it's probably old. You probably don't want it.
Yeah.
But I went with a bunch of different ones that I was like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do like it, I do like it. But this is back in the day. This is like
That's a good one.
what would you say? Like
I never drank
some
it.
basic bitch is just like has a bottle of this going around like, yeah. You don't think so? This and Dragonberry?
I never drank it.
Bacardi Black Raz. Oh, Black Raz.
Oh, the Dragonberry is the one that I thought you had.
No, I got the black. You're the one who told me to get Black Raz, but Dragonberry is. Hold on. So before we do this, you got water going on, man? You think it's that bad? Okay.
I know it's gonna be that bad.
So talk about sticky socks. So to go back into everything, I did it like 3 years where we went up to Mont Tremblant in Quebec, which is the mountains, and we do outdoor hockey tournaments out there with sticky socks, and it's so fucking fun, man. Like, you got people from like Ottawa and like Montreal and shit that like join as teams to be in there, and it's outdoor hockey, and like it's so fucking cold. It's like -20 degrees there. So like if you have a water bottle, just don't bring it because it just becomes solid ice. It's freezing. Hell of a time though. But these Canadians, like they're just so used to it. They're just skating around you. They're like whatever. It's cold, but
This is
like,
outside
it's
to
not
us.
that cold. Yeah. And but they're so cool, man. And one thing I gotta say about these Canadian guys, like they'll shit all over you, but like they'll be cool about it. Be like, hey man, like I remember one guy coming over, be like, oh, we'll take it easy, man. Like we know you're American, like just fucking with you. So I do miss that. But there was one Tuca dump.
Yeah.
Right?
That was
You
a
know what I'm
famous
talking about?
famous team down here.
Famous team. So in Stinky Socks. So for Stinky Socks, they do 2 of the biggest tournaments in Massachusetts. I mean, you got people from all over coming. They do the Boston's Best tournament, and they do the Spring Breakaway. And it got to the point now where actually one year we saw those guys from Canada make a team and come down to Quincy and join that tournament. That's how fucking big it got.
I want to do a pond hockey tournament. I've never done one of those.
I've never done one of those?
No.
I mean, neither.
I mean, they're not a goalie thing. You'd have to play out.
Oh, yeah. But it got that big. And, God, I fucking miss that so bad. Because you used to be out in the parking lot just, like, drinking and just, like, making burgers and shit.
All day.
It's so fun. It is so fun. But off of that, you know, Sticky Socks, we'd go out to Quebec and we'd go through bus. And Ryan Patty, who is part of the Tuga Dump, that whole Tuga Dump would be on the team. And I remember one year they had the Dragonberry Bacardi, and they had like 2 bottles. And the 2 bottles were absolutely gone halfway through, man. Like, we were just fucking just shattered halfway through. And it was
Jesus Christ.
It's that shit like I miss, man, you know?
too.
But let's do it.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to getting back into, like, normalcy, you know? Cheers. You're fucking McGillicuddies. I kind of, like, want to wait and just watch what your reaction is. No, do it again. We'll do it again. There we go. Let's go, buddy. Oh!
That's pretty bad. That's very cheap Irish whiskey.
Buddy, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Which one was that again?
That's
Black
bad.
Raz?
Black Raspberry? I can't imagine what the fuck that was. Oh my god! Who
That was
the
very
fuck
cheap
would drink
Irish
this
whiskey.
shit? Oh, why do we do this?
I don't know where the... Thanks. Fucking dick. I don't want that. I don't know where the shots became like a tradition, but I like it. I think it's
love
kind
it.
of cool.
I love it. You're the one who started it, but I
I
absolutely
don't
love
like
it.
liquor. Why did I start this?
You started it. You're like, we should do a shot at the end of every episode.
Oh, you know why? Because I had shit in my fucking freezer.
And now that we ran out of shit, we keep getting more shit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think it's cool. We're gonna keep doing it.
I think the listeners at home should do one with us on the episode.
right. I
You
think you should have a nip on you.
The end of every show.
Right. Exactly. Just don't do Bacardi
Hey,
Black Raz because that's
Before we
fucking
go,
terrible.
have you heard of the shot ski? Have you seen that?
No.
I did one in Boston. There was this wicked cool Irish bar. I don't remember the name of it. It's definitely famous, but it's one of those college dive Irish bars, and it's like literally, you know, is it Newbury Street in Boston where like shops are up and shops are down?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Up the
Yep,
stairs, down the
Newbury,
stairs.
yep.
So down the stairs in one of those is a bar. It's an Irish place. One end of the bar, you can sit if you have the last 4 stools. They give you the Nintendo controllers, and you can play Mario Kart.
No shit. Really?
And we used to play a game like Don't Drink and Drive. So you would have your drink in front of you, and you would play Mario Kart. And the only rule is you have to finish your drink before you cross the finish line, but you can't drink while you're driving. So you'd have to stop your car.
Oh,
and
I
you
know
would
what you're
drink.
talking
Yeah.
about. I know what you're talking
So
about.
you could
Yep.
do that at the bar and play. So the reason I got into that was because they had one of those shot skis. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that or no?
You're talking about like the wooden thing.
It's literally a
that's
ski, like a ski
Yep.
that you would ski down a mountain on.
Yep.
And they like drilled 4 shot glasses onto it, and you could like do shots out of it. So
Oh,
I
shit.
did one of those there too. It was fucking
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, me and 3 of my buddies, we literally just filled it up and hit it.
I'm not complaining. I fucking love this. I think this is a great way to end the episode.
Yeah.
I feel like our fans should be doing it too.
Yeah, I think they should. If you want to be one of the boys, join
One
in.
of the boys,
Join
guy.
us.
All right, man. Well, let's end this. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If there's anything you want to hear us talk about next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description below. We'll see you all next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Later.